Okay, team, today we want to briefly break down the differences in the licenses available from the state of Texas for hemp. Now, anything on the growing side or the lab side is going to be under the Texas Ag Commission, TDA. There are 3 licenses there: growing, processing, and labs. So processing under TDA means extracting hemp materials. Would not refer to manufacturing something like an edible. Anything manufacturing or B2C is covered by DSHS, DSHS, the Texas Department of Health Services. So they have 2 licenses. One is called the consumable hemp license, which is actually the manufacturing license, and then there is a retail license. Now, e-commerce stores are required under the rules to register as a retailer. Anything B2C needs a retail license. The big difference between these 2 licenses are manufacturing. If you're manufacturing edibles, you may be required to get additional licenses, such as a food manufacturing license, and that consumable hemp license for manufacturing does require a background check, fingerprints, and your GPS coordinates for your business, whereas the retail license does not. So let me walk you through online how to get these 2 licenses. So there are 2 licenses available from DSHS. You can go here to dshs.texas.gov, just Google hemp program DSHS, and it'll pull up this site. It's a little bit confusing because there's this checklist on the fingerprints that are required. So the fingerprints are just required for the manufacturing license. The retail license does not require this. Basically, you're going to review all of these guidelines and then the frequently asked questions, and then you're going to go here and click on business and professional licenses. You're going to create an account if you don't have one already. If you do currently have a food manufacturing license, you can log in with that previous login where you got that license. So you're going to sign in here, choose your board, which we want the consumable hemp program. And now you'll notice the 2 applications available, retail hemp and consumable hemp. It's a little bit confusing. I wish it said manufacturing and retail. But essentially the consumable hemp license is if you are, again, creating edibles, breaking down from distillate and putting it into bottles, or creating any hemp product after the extraction process. The retail license includes any B2C selling of hemp in the state of Texas, and this includes e-commerce. We will have a link in this section about that. That's in the draft rules. So once you select your license, we'll just select retail hemp license here. You're going to hit select, start a new application, and basically go through this step by step. This license fee is $155 per location, and it does talk about contacting the foods unit here. So that's basically if you're making edibles, you do need a food manufacturing license as well, and you need to meet all of those guidelines, including having a commercial kitchen, etc. So you need to read through the health and safety code here and agree to abide by them. We have a link to this health and safety code below, and again, that's where you're going to get the rules and regulations to abide by. Going to hit next. We are not attempting to renew. There is no renewals because these licenses just came out. There will be renewals in 2021. Not applying for a change of ownership at this time. Do you make any hemp products on site? This is where you're going to want to check no, because if you hit yes here, then it's going to mean that you need the second license, the consumable license. Are you applying because of a violation letter? Hopefully you're not. Hopefully you're proactive here. Now, in front of this, you're going to put in your tax number here. This is your state tax number that they want, and your entity type. And then essentially that's going to be it. It's going to bring you to a summary page, and you're going to click submit and be about your way. Now, if you are going for the consumable license for manufacturing, you're going to have the additional step of needing to upload your fingerprints and background check there, which we can see if we go back through that code. basically the same questions, but when you get here to background check, somebody's got to be background checked. And then you also have to give your longitude and latitude so that they know exactly where you're selling these products. So in the state of Texas, it depends on your local code. If you're allowed to work from home or not, have an office at home or not, depending on what sort of industry you're in. For those of you in larger cities, you're probably going to find that you are going to be required to have a physical business location. This is where co-working space comes in fantastic, because obviously for a few $100s a month, you can count that as actual business space. As always, none of this is to be considered legal advice. We always recommend that you get a hemp attorney that is familiar with the rules and regulations in your state. If you're in the state of Texas, we do recommend Chelsea Spencer at Ritter Spencer, or Andrea Steele and Lisa Pittman at Coates Rose Attorneys. And there are other great hemp attorneys out there as well. Those are just two that we personally work with. So I hope this has cleared up any misconceptions around how to get this license, and we wish you all the very best moving forward.